James for three.
Alexis attacking.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas. Kasama sina Coach Jojo at Coach Janet Villa.
Isang mapagpalang Sabado sa inyo, mga teammates. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes. At ito ang programang Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV. Welcome sa mga teammates natin na nakikinig sa atin via DWAY 104.3 FM Care Radio sa Bicol, sa DXFE 1197 The Good News Radio sa Davao Region, sa DZRK 106.3 FM Radyo Kapit Bisig sa Palawan, sa DXAS 1116 Your Community Radio sa Zamboanga. Tayo rin po ay napapakinggan via online streaming sa Facebook page natin sa Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas, sa FEBC 702 DZAS o kaya sa febc.ph. Batiin ko lang po mga kaibigan natin na madalas makinig sa atin, si Pat and Sarah Morales, si Rosa Arigin, Ben and Maricar Loriaga, Julita Adamos, Jennifer Satingin, Kyle Joshua Chan, Nora Cancela, Faustina Habla, Coach Glendino Gopez, Jocelyn Panagiston, Clarissa Mendoza, Imelda Garces, Epifanio Salvador, Raquel Santiago, Baby Navisaga, Nestor Ballesteros, and Edmond Villarreal. Mga kagapay, our next guest is a former player and now a coach. And coach siya doon sa syudad na gustong-gusto kong puntahan dahil masarap ang pagkain sa pagbabalik ng Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas.
Mahal, hindi pa kita kilala. Hindi ko pa alam ang pangalan mo. Hindi ko pa nakikita ang mukha mo. Hindi ko alam ang mga pinagdadaanan mo. Pero siguradong sigurado na akong hawak mo na ang aking puso. Lagi kong ipinagdadasal sa Diyos na ikaw ang magiging tamang lalaki para sa akin. Hinihintay kita. Hindi ito madaling gawin pero ginagawa kong lahat ng aking makakaya para mapigilan ko ang sarili ko na mapunta sa iba. At araw-araw lagi kong pinipilit ang sarili ko na huwag mo nagisingin ang aking pagsinta dahil alam kong hindi pa ito handa. Sana, hintayin mo rin ako. Huwag kang magmadali, pero huwag ka ring mag-alala dahil dadating rin ang araw na magiging handa na tayo para sa isa't isa. Alalahanin mo na lang na ang Diyos ay may magandang plano para sa'yo. Sayang naman kung ipagpapalit mo lang ito para sa pansamantalang kagustuhan. Tandaan mo na lang na hindi ka nag-iisa sa pagsubok na ito. Pareho tayong hinahanda ng Diyos para sa pagkakataong makilala natin ang isa't isa. Nagmamahal, ang babaeng ibibigay sa'yo ng Diyos.
Kay daling sabihin, kay hirap gawin, sa mundong walang katiyakan. Sabay nating gawin kahapon ng bukas.
Sumasahing papawin mula sa Maynila. Ito ang Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines.
FEBC.
Himpilang
702 DZAS.
Agapay ng Sambayanan.
Pusong kampyon. Siya na nga, luha at galak. Mga sikreto ng marugdog na ensayo at pagtatagumpay sa larangan ng sports. Pusong kampyon.
Magandang hapon kaagapay. Our guest is from Dumaguete. Ano bang sinatawag nila pag sinabing the city of Dumaguete? And ang alam ko lang doon is masarap ang pagkain doon dahil maraming seafoods. And we will ask him later, ano ba yung tinatawag kasi pag sinabing may iba, the City of Smiles, yung the City of Sunshine. But ito, mamaya, doon natin malalaman sa kanya. And he is the head coach of the men's basketball varsity team of the Colegio de Santa Catalina de Alejandria. Let's all welcome Coach Lenny Martinez. Hi, Coach Lenny.
Hi, Coach Giorgio.
Coach, ano ba yung tinatawag pag Dumaguete? The city of what?
The city of gentle people.
Nako, bakit ba gentle people ang tawag dyan sa Dumaguete?
Halos lahat ng tao dito, yung mga lumad na taga Dumaguete is very gentle. Willing to help, a lot of humility.
Wow, gusto ko ng ganun, ha? Willing to help, at the same time, a lot, humble, no? Humble.
Yeah.
Coach Lenny, being a coach, karamihan naman ng coach, nag-uumpisa muna being an athlete. Paano ba kayo nag-umpisa as an athlete?
I started playing basketball when I was grade 6. But little did I know na unti-unting gumaling. And on my third year high school, I had a chance to be part of the regional meet basketball team, yung CBRA, Central Visayas Athletic Association. And then on my first year, even though wala kaming panalunan, but dahil may record ako the third year, nasali pa rin ako. It's all by God's grace. Walang, I didn't even know na masasali pa rin ako on the first year.
Coach, can you qualify na wala kaming napanalunan? Does that mean na talagang wala kayong tinalon team?
Yeah.
Or talagang hindi maganda ang record nyo?
Hindi talaga maganda ang record namin. Kasi graduate lahat ng magagaling on my third year. Bali sila yung fourth year dati, yung magagaling. So yung ako na naging fourth year, ako na lang natitira sa lumang varsity.
And nanalo naman kayo when kayo na yung mga senior sa team nyo?
One win lang.
Naku, Coach, I can relate with you because I was part of a team na para kaming salin pusa, no? Sinama kami sa liga, tapos winless kami. Talagang winless, no? So, and if I'm going to look back, ano ba ang natutunan ko doon? As of now, medyo hindi ko pa rin maintindihan or hindi ko alam kung anong natutunan ko, no? Kayo po, being an athlete and a coach right now, ano po ang natutunan nyo coming from that season?
Talaga? Yung character na willing to move on, willing to grow more dahil you're still looking for anong nangyari, ba't hindi kayo nanalo. So, sometimes we call it bouncing back.
Coach, sabi niyo, bakit hindi kami nanalo? Tingin mo anong mga reasons kung bakit hindi kayo nanalo? Sa amin, ako, alam ko na yung sagot. Sorry, sad to say, yung coach ko walang alam. When I say walang alam, hindi siya nararapat na mag-coach sa ganung level dahil the team was just looking for a coach, and kung sino yung unang makitang coach, kahit hindi siya wala siyang skills and talent to coach at that level, kinuha lang siya para may coach yung team. So, if I'm looking back, masasabi ko talaga na our coach, 0. Kung scale of 1 to 100, ang coaching level niya siguro mataas na yung 15. How about sa inyo po?
I think parang pareho tayo. Siguro alam lang niya dahil he was also a player. Pero coaching-wise, wala talaga. Especially noong panahon na mahirap yung namin dito sa lower level, no? Walang yung mga coaches, mga trainings, mga seminars. So, bale, yung inaano nila talaga is yung skills and talent lang talaga, raw talent talaga lang hinahanap. So, yung teamwork mahirap din So, yun lang.
Kasi kailangan ng coach kasi yung coach mismo kung sa orchestra siya yung conductor, no?
Yeah.
Ang problema kung yung conductor hindi marunong, so walang maituturo sa offense, walang matuturo sa defense, na kahit anong sigaw niya, kahit anong gusto niyang gawin, kung walang input, walang output. Did that
That's true.
na-discourage ba kayo as a player? Kasi ngayon, coach kayo, no? If you look back, alam nyo na, ang coach ko pala, sad to say, wala siyang competency to coach at that level. Hindi niya kasalanan yon kasi kinuha lang siya, no? And what made you a better player the following year to still play for your team?
Ano lang, coach, sa team namin sa school, yun, yung volunteer coach lang. Maswerte lang ako dahil nung nagpunta na ako sa regional meet, yung winning team na nasali na ako doon, yun, magaling yung coach doon. Talagang systematic. Doon ako natututo. I learned a lot from there. And when I go into coaching, lahat ng naituro niya, yun din ang tinuro ko. And there was one time, my first year of coaching, we played on the championship. Ako tsaka yung mentor kong coach, yes, of the other school. So nung somewhere third quarter, lumamang na ako ng almost 10, around 7 points siguro yun. Parang kinabahan ako nga baka pagalitan ako, so I sat down. I tried to let them catch the score. So nung fourth quarter na, eventually, hindi ko nahabol. Pero we ended up at least 3 points lang siguro. They win about 3 points lang. Right after the game, I immediately go to the coach and ask for forgiveness. Na, sorry coach, lahat ng tinuro mo, ginamit ko, pareho tayo ng play, pareho tayo ng depensa lahat. But instead of what I'm thinking na pagalitan ako, they both said na dapat ginalingan mo, dapat pinanalo mo yung laro na yun because we're very happy na meron kaming naturuan na nagiging coach na rin. Yun yung malaking paghihinayang ko na okay pala.
So coach, if I kung nakuha ko yung binanggit mo na, so you played for a team na doon mo nakuha na yung mga skills, no, and doon mo nakita na ito pala yung coaching at a high level, no. Ito pala ang tinitingala mo na coach na marunong magturo, no, offense or defense or teamwork or tawag nito kailangan mag-gel, no. And then eventually nag-coach ka, nakalaban mo siya, and sabi nga nila na the best form na that you are giving respect, no, doon sa teacher mo is being able to do the things kung anong tinuro niya sa iyo. And then even if you copy it, and then you improvise it better than what he used to do, di ba, yung taong yun would be flattered. Sasabihin niya na, wow, itong taon to ay the student wants to become like his teacher. Bakit mo ba naisip na ayaw mong talunin naman yung teacher mo or yung mentor coach mo? Bakit pumasok yon?
Dahil hindi ako nakapagpaalam na I'll be coaching. And then wala din akong maisip na ibang ituturo. Dahil yun lang, I believe in their training, no? I really believe na napahanga talaga ako sa tinuro nila sa amin. So yun lang din ginawa ko. And I never had a chance to tell them that I'll be coaching and I'll be using their plays, lahat. So yun yung ko na fear. Kasi dati pag kumukopya ka or nag-ano ka, siyempre ayaw ng ibang tao. So yun yung fear ko. Pero I never had in mind na masayang-masaya pala sila.
Do you think, Coach Lenny, that what you're doing is wrong if you run something na tingin mo would be beneficial and useful for your team?
Yes. Parang ganun yung yung growing up ko.
Dahil hindi ka nakapagpaalam. Pero kung nakapagpaalam ka, tingin mo, sinabi mo sa kanya, Coach, I'll be coaching, and then the things that I've learned from you, I'm going to use it. Okay lang? Pag sinabi niyang go, and then talagang you will give your best.
Yes, I think positive naman ako na papayag sila. Kaso lang, siyempre meron kaming thinking na kung pagpaalam, meron ding, siyempre mag-innovate din siya. So, something, para bang, how would I say it, na hindi ako nagpaalam dahil gusto ko rin na matalo sila on the same way, no? Na hindi sila nakapag-innovate. Pero, kung dating na naglalaro na talaga, I just really feel na hindi dapat kasi mataas ang respeto ko sa kanila.
What is the lesson learned here? Nung binanggit nila na no, dapat binuhos mo lahat ng galing mo. Ano ang lesson learned dito?
Ano talaga, meaning to say, pag binigay sa'yo yung talent na yan, you give it up. Kasi sa kanila, sabi nila, if you win over us, dapat kami, we should learn also from you na dapat mag-innovate na kami kasi meron na palang bagong coach na magagaling. So something like that. So that's what I'm doing it here right now. Na I'm looking for coaches na yung mga baguhan na teach them to coach kasi yun din yung natutunan ko, especially yung mga student na aspiring coaches. So I want to be like me na they can coach while they're still student.
Hindi ba compliment yon, Coach Lenny, that the student or yung dinidisipulo mo, no, would be able to beat the mentor, no?
Yes. Yes nga, oh. Very compliment talaga sa kanila yon. I was never expecting that. It was a very, very good compliment for them. Na, yun pala yung gusto din nila na merong matututo na mga players na magiging coach din someday.
Two things na nakuha ko, no? Number one, if you are the mentor, no, it's a compliment when your students become coaches. Kunyari, ikaw, nagko-coach ka, tapos yung mga students mo or players mo eventually would become coaches. And then if you see them become good coaches and even maybe better than you, it's a compliment. Kasi
Yes.
dumaan sila dumaan sila sa'yo, dumaan sila sa stable mo, no? Pangalawa, pwede naman yung flip side. If I am selfish, dapat hindi nila kopyahin. Dapat mag-invento sila. Lahat naman tayo, we started from somewhere, from something, and then yung tinatakbo naman natin, may nagtumakbo na dati nun. Somebody ran that offense, somebody ran that defense. And basketball is more than 100 years. So, ibig sabihin, nagkaroon na ng innovation from kung ano yung dating tinatakbo. Dati nga, di ba, ang tira talagang hindi mo alam, simpleng-simple lang. Ngayon, ang dami ng tira, no? So, if the coach is very selfish and self-centered, ang isipin niya na, no, dapat iba itakbo niya. Kinopya rin naman ng coach nun eh. Di ba? Yung mentor, saan ba nag-umpisa yun? Coach Lenny, being a coach now, ano ang hinahanap mo sa mga players?
Being a coach, when I transferred here to Cosca, first year pa lang, pumasok na ako sa championship. On the second year, we got the champion. But right after that year, I had a 10-year drought na kahit kailan di papasok sa top 4. Okay. Mananalo naman pero hindi talaga papasok sa top 4. So, on the 5th year, I was looking for something na lalo na high school yung dala ko dati. I was thinking of anong maipapabaon ko sa mga players na not winning. So, I come up to say na siguro yung character. Kasi once dati din sa coach ko, yung mentor ko na ano, one of the topic that I've learned from them is also character, no? So, yun din ang inano ko. I have to go on to character na lang kasi that's one thing na may pababaon ko sa mga players na kahit di man kami pumasok sa semifinals or the top four, at least meron silang natutunan aside from the skills. So that's where I came up na when Coach Tata came to Dumaguete, tuwang-tuwa ako. I'm very happy na I've learned na meron talagang character coaching na.
Oh, Coach, kasi not everyone will win a championship, no? Isang team lang magcha-champion. If there are 10 teams, does that mean that yung natalo sa championship or yung third and fourth, are they not successful? Depende kung ano yung barometer mo at kung ano yung perspective mo. And your perspective change kasi nag-champion ka, then ang tagal mong hindi nag-champion, but eventually, natikman mo being a champion coach.
Yes.
Bakit mo hinanap yung character? Was there something, nag-champion ka eh, pero bakit parang there's something empty?
Yeah, there was really emptiness. Kasi pag hanggang sa elimination lang kayo, yung relationship mo with the players is parang shallow lang kasi how many days lang yun or how many weeks or months lang yun. Rather than going to the semifinals, mas closer yung relationship with you and the players. And the players also parang humahanga na talaga kasi nasa semifinals na tayo, magsa-championship na. So iba yung closeness ng team. So yun yung nakita ko parang shallow lang. So it has to go deeper. Kahit hindi kami going to the top four, at least yung relationship hindi magiging shallow. There will be a good relationship after their studies, after their high school years.
Alam mo, Coach, malaki ang responsibility ng isang head coach, no? Si Billy Graham, no? The great Billy Graham said that a coach can impact more people in a single year than the average person will do in a lifetime. Bakit ko nasabi yon? Kasi my daughter now is into wushu, and nung sinabi ng coach, huwag ka nang kumain ng mga junk food, huwag ka nang kumain ng mga sweets kasi malapit na ang competition natin, my daughter stopped eating junk food. Kami ni Mami, kahit anong sabi namin sa kanya, hindi, gusto niya. Siyempre, twice a week, may mga chips siya. Pero sinabi ni coach, talagang, no. I'm going to follow my coach. Kahit nasa grocery kami, sabihin ko, Ana, ano yung snacks mo? Sabi niya, Dad, hindi ako pwede dyan kasi sabi ni coach eh. Pero dati na namin sinasabi, lagi nang sinasabi ng mami niyan, wag ka nang mag-snacks. Hindi, pero nung sinabi ng coach, talagang nakinig siya, no? So, yung impact and yung influence ng coach, malaking bagay. Either the coach would speak words that bring life or words that bring death. I've been a coach for 20 years before I was called into the ministry. Meron akong isang team na until now, yun yung kung sa buhay ko as a coach, may team ako na I did not do well. And I cry out to the Lord na, Lord, meron akong nagawang hindi maganda. When I say hindi maganda, we lost and then I put pressure sa players and feeling ko hindi maganda yung kinalabasan. And I feel sorry for that. Isang player, so I was trying to reach out to that player. No? Hindi naman ako nagmumura, but maybe I could have encouraged that person kahit natalo kami. And that is one lesson that I've learned na up to now, bagabagahi ko. So coach, being now the head coach, and you want to speak life to your players, coach, ano yung tingin mo yung responsibility ng isang tunay na head coach?
Yes, speaking about life for them, is very good. Parang fulfilling sa coach yan na nababago mo yung buhay ng isang player. Kasi di naman lahat mag-PBA, hindi naman lahat magiging part ng Philippine team. Mostly after school, after college, mag-work lang naman sila. So it is important to have good character kasi when they apply for a job, isa sa pinaka-importanting qualification is the character.
Ano yung mga binabaon mo sa mga players? Something that you instill sa kanila during practice? Meron ka bang 2 or 3 things na talagang binabaon mo sa mga players para pag-graduate nila ay dala-dala nila?
Yeah. Number 1, yung discipline, yung time conscious, and then yung kailangan yung time mo, kung paliligo, patapos magbibihis, tapos punta ng work or school, yung time frame, yung time management. That's the most important thing na sinasabi ko. And then pag meron ituturo yung coach or teacher or your boss, always learn from them. Never grumble or never, parang pag may pagsasabi sa iyo, then di mo tatanggapin kasi ibibigay mo yung mistake sa iba, parang pointing to others. So that's where the time you will not really learn, because yung mali na tinuturo sa iyo, pinapasa mo sa iba eh. So that's what I've learned. Always accept and admit the mistake so that you will learn more and more faster also.
So coach, may mga na-pick up ko sa iyo, no? Time management and then discipline. Bakit napaka-importante ng disiplina sa mga players?
Kasi yun yung pinakaano talaga sa sports or even in life, yung disiplina talaga.
Kung walang disiplina yung players, ano nangyari? Experience mo sa teams mo or sa mga players mo na walang disiplina, ano ang nangyari sa player na yon or sa team mo?
Most probably, talaga, misunderstanding comes in, miscommunication comes in, and then masisira lang yung relationship and the teamwork kasi walang disiplina.
And how were you able to correct it? Kung yung player ay walang disiplina, ano ba ang ginagawa mong corrective measures?
I have to talk to them one-on-one. Hindi ko naman, usually I do it on a one-on-one basis, hindi ko pinapahiya. And when I coach, I also tell them that first thing, I should talk to you kung ano yung mga rules, ano mga dapat gawin. That's the first thing. Hindi ako pwedeng magagalit sa inyo or pwede kayong pagalitan dahil hindi ko naturo. Pag naituro ko na, the second time, I will correct you. So pwede na kayong pagalitan or reprimand you. On the third time, hindi pa rin, I have to wake you up. I could shout para lang magising. Something like that. So at least aware sila na ganun yung mangyayari. But sabi ko, because I've taught you already, I have the right to do it. Okay naman sila.
I think Coach Lenny, pareho tayo, no? Na once I gather the team, ang gusto mo at gusto ko rin is we teach it. Kasi yung coach is a teacher. Hindi siya pwedeng coach lang eh. Kasi kung wala ka naman tinuro, do not expect them to execute something na hindi naman nila alam, di ba? So you have to teach them. And then when you teach it, you have to do it repetitively. Paulit-ulit, no? On a day-to-day basis until it becomes a habit. Until it becomes a good habit. Now, since they've done it a lot of times, sabi mo nga, 1, okay lang, twice, then 3 times. Yung 3 times yung tingin ko, alam ko paulit-ulit yan. Kasi ang practice naman on a daily basis or minimum of 4 to 5 times a week. And then, pag may nagawa silang hindi inline sa pinapagawa mo, doon nagkakaroon ng breakdown. And ang binanggit mo nga kanina, instead of akuin yung mistake, they would point to others. Now, bakit nagkakamali yung mga players in spite na paulit-ulit, di ba? Ano tingin mo ang pagkukulang nila? And then, yung first question, bakit kahit paulit-ulit na nagkamali? And then number two, when they point to somebody dahil may blame game, paano mo sila kinorek?
Ano nga yung first question, Coach?
Yung bakit nagkakamali kahit paulit-ulit na ginagawa? Siyempre, okay lang naman magkamali. Wala namang perfect. Pero pag nagkamali minsan, ano yung reason? Ano tingin mo?
Sa tingin ko, yung first reason is parang tinest ka talaga nila kung talagang alam mo yung tinuturo mo. And another thing is, tinetest yung patience mo. Kung paano mo sila alagaan, how you treat them. Parang ganun lang. And maybe last, something talaga na hindi pumapasok sa isipan nila. Parang taken for granted.
I like that, no? Taken for granted yung sinasabi na hindi lang talaga nag-iisip. They went to practice. Yung kanilang mindset ay lumilipad. Akala nila na once they join the practice na okay lang. Hindi okay sa coach kasi ang coach wants them to become better, is bringing them from where they are to where they should be in terms of level of performance. And normally, ang gagawin ng mga players is, dahil nagkamali, no? Tapos sinita na ni coach. Tapos, and then, magtuturo na. Hindi nila alam, by committing a wrong, you do not commit a wrong and then correct it with another wrong by making palusot. Paano mo kinokorek yung mga players na sasabihin natin nagpapalusot?
Yeah. I will tell them frankly na you must admit and accept. That's the key word. Admit and accept. Kasi if you will not admit and accept, you will never grow. You will never learn. Kasi anong mali mo kung hindi mo tinatanggap? So pinasa mo yung mali, wala kang mali. So you'll never learn, you will never grow. So accept mo muna and admit that you're a failure and then learn from it.
I think it starts with humility, no? Talagang aakuin. Sa iba, yung kasabihan na God opposes the proud, no? But gives grace to the humble. Binibigyan tayo ng another chance for us to redeem ourselves, no? But we cannot redeem ourselves if we keep on pointing to others or if we keep on making excuses, no? Coach Lenny, ano yung mga hardships mo being a coach?
Hardship of being a coach is the patience to let these athletes learn. Yun yung pinakamahirap i-input sa kanila because you've got to have a good relationship with them, you've got to know them more kasi hindi naman tayo pare-pareho ng pinanggalingan, iba-ibang situation. So yun yung time-consuming talaga, more patience talaga.
Was there a time na, syempre may mga oras na naubusan ka rin ng pasensya, no?
Yeah.
So, and how were you able, anong nangyari doon nung naubos ka yung pasensya mo? Did you, if I can use the word, explode, nagalit ka sa kanila?
Yes. There were times really na I exploded. But never did I know na when I explode, that before every time before we end up or discussion or huddle, I always tell them na I exploded it. I exploded because of what we've done and then ito yung reason. So that they will know na hanggang dun lang yun. Walang personalan. Because dahil gusto ko lang matuto kayo. And when I learned it from FCA, na yung tinatawag na short-term anger, dapat pala.
I love that, no? Yung short-term anger or yung mga words na simpleng-simple lang. When I was coaching, may nagturo sa akin Sabi sa akin, Joe, pag magalit ka, dapat yung mga words mo madiin, malakas. Pero hindi yung para kang nakikiusap na, kunyari may ginagawa sila, gusto mo silang hintuin. Hintuin mo na yan, tama na yan. Dapat hindi. Ang sabi nga niya sa akin, dapat tama na yan. Dapat isang ganon. Matigas at madiin. Kasi susubok at susubukan ka na nun, no? Kanila, no? But establish authority and then establish leadership. Coach, now, hindi lahat ng player pare-pareho, no? May mga players talaga na, if I will use the word, na minsan talagang may toyo, di ba? Nagkaroon ka naman ng mga players na talagang may toyo dahil selfish lang talaga.
Yes, meron talaga akong na-experience yan. And isa sa memorable ko yan dahil every time papasok sila sa school, after flag ceremony, hindi aabot ng 5 minutes, tatawagin yan sa principal's office dahil meron na naman ginawa. And then, in the afternoon, during practice, dun ko na malalaman na yun, tinatawag na naman sa hanggang dumating yung point na he was about to be expelled. And dito, nag-ano na sa akin, baka last ko na to, coach, kasi i-expel na ako dahil sa ginawa ko. Alam mo naman pala, ang ginawa ko, dahil sa tingin ko parang nagpapansin So ginawa ko siyang leader. O sige, ikaw gawin kong captain ball dito. So dahil gusto mo papansin doon sa classroom mo dito, pansinin ka talaga. Ikaw yung team captain, lahat ng iuutos ko, ikaw mag-uutos sa mga teammates mo. Pag nagkamali sila, ikaw lang pagagalitan ko. Ikaw magagalit sa kanila. Turuan mo sila kung anong dapat para ma-exercise natin yung leadership mo. Tama naman. Never did I know na pagdating niya ng third year, naging honor student. He was very happy and we have a very good relationship until now.
Anong pakiramdam mo pag naaalala mo yung mga ganong panahon?
Very happy, very happy. Minsan mapasmile na lang ako mag-isa pag naiisip ko yun. Very fulfilling.
Coach Lenny, yun ang trabaho ng coach to make somebody better, no? Hindi lang sa skills, kasi eventually binanggit mo na not everybody will make it to, kunyari from high school, hindi lahat makakapag-college kasi maraming players talaga na magagaling. Salang-sala, di ba? In fact, para maging varsity player ka sa high school, only 12 to 15 players. Tapos ilan ang high school players na who would try out sa isang college team. Imagine there are private schools and public schools. And then from college, if they want to make it to Manila or in the big city, Cebu, mas mahirap ang competition. Gusto mo pang maglaro sa PBA. Before you make it, a player who is really that good, exceptional PBA player, talagang super ubod ng galing. Talent-wise and disiplina. Kasi pwedeng magaling ka pero hindi ka disiplinado. After 1 or 2 years, mawawala ka. Kasi every year, may dinadraft na players. Coach Lenny, thank you for doing that, no, to your player na may naisip ka na gawin ko kaya siyang leader at feeling mo nagpapapansin, no? Eto, ikaw na ang mapapansin dahil ikaw na ang leader. What makes a good coach?
Siguro, for me, a good coach can make an athlete to become a good player and a good person in life.
When you say good person in life, ano yung gusto mo for your athlete or for your player?
Makapagtapos ng pag-aaral sa college, magkaroon ng magandang trabaho, and then have a better family. Yung parang model, role model, yun yung palagi ko, you will be a role model in school or in work or in your family.
I love that. Be a good student or be a good person and then eventually graduate, no? Siyempre, kasi pag graduate ka, may advantage ka. Meron kang diploma dahil when you apply for a job, tinatanong, graduate ka ba? Di ba?
Yeah.
Tapos, eventually they will get married, no? And then they would become responsible fathers and then responsible husbands. Meron ka bang success story ng isang player mo na eventually nakita mo na naging modelo sa kanyang pamilya?
Yes, meron din. But before I started coaching also, first year na ako nag-coach, first and second year, I was coaching high school. And that made me a scholar of the school. I was second year college then. Kaya first year lang ako nag-varsity kasi I was given a scholarship for coaching. Dahil di daw ako pwede mabigyan sa varsity dahil aside from masabi natin, ako yung pinakamahina and ano pa talaga yung mata ko. Sira. So, nag-eyeglass na kasi ako. So kung i-pursue ko yung coaching, yung scholarship will be given. So, I pursue with coaching. Isa sa mga ko kasi yung mga batchmates ko sa basketball, kadalasan noon 1990s, karamihan ng mga college players are not graduating, no? Hindi makapag-graduate kasi dahil sa bisyo, madadala sa yung ligang labas, malaki yung bigay at mahinto sa school. So, nung nag-coach ako ng college, yun yung priority ko na dapat makapagtapos kayo. Kasi pare-pareho tayo eh. Nakapagtapos na ako, dapat kayo rin makapagtapos. Yun yung pinaka-goal ko.
Coach Lenny, maganda yun, no? Ginawa mong example na ikaw nagpursige for you to have a degree and then pwede mong sabihin sa mga players mo na ako mismo, I've gone through yung hardship of playing and then hardship of studying. And I want you also to experience that and also to rise above the water, no? Na makapagtapos kayo. And inisip mo nga na ang mga players mo, for them to graduate, no? Nakakalungkot sa isang coach pag nalaman mo yung isang player mo hindi nakapagtapos, may scholarship na nga, di ba? But I think one thing na there are 3 G's raw na pwedeng makalaglag sa isang atleta. Gold, pera, glamour, at saka girls, di ba? Siyempre pag varsity ka, sikat ka, feeling nila, wow, guwapo ako, may pogi points. Yeah. Glamour, dahil sikat. Tapos yung gold, baka pwede silang kumita maglalaro sa mga ligang labas. Pero yung ligang labas kasi, short term lang yon, di ba? Paglaro ka ng laro, kumikita ka ng pera ngayon, eventually, hindi ka naman maglalaro ng buong buhay mo, no? Ng basketball. Tatanda ka rin. And yes, education is very important. Now, Coach Lenny, binanggit mo pa yung isa. Besides time management, meron kang discipline, and then yung hinahanap mo sa mga players, yung not to grumble. Bakit ba nabanggit mo yung do not grumble? May mga players ka ba na bakit sila nagagrumble? Ano ba ang discontent nila?
Maybe they are discontented na gusto nilang parang gusto nilang at once magiging magaling sila. So, yung being an athlete, being a good player has come to be a proseso yan eh. Kailangan mo mag-start hard work, diba? Kasi para gumaling. Minsan yung iba kasi gusto nila agad-agad mabigyan ng playing time, magiging magaling.
Yeah. Gusto nila kaagad na mabilis. Lahat
Yeah.
shortcut ngayon. We are
Yeah.
living in sa panahon ngayon na yung microwave generation. Hindi ka mukha dati ang pagkain, lulutuin mo, ang tagal. Ngayon, dapat microwave, 1 minuto, gawa na. And coach, did you have problems with the other coaches? Kasi may mga coach na may coaching rivalry. And then, did you experience that na nagkaroon ka ng problema sa isang coach na kalaban mo sa liga?
No, never ako nakaano kasi I'm very open. Even kahit yung dati sinasabi yung anong tawag nun, yung pupunta sa iyo kasi titingnan yung mga practices mo. I'm very open to that. I always tell them, sige, it's okay. Pwede siyang tumingin. Huwag lang bumapit sa atin na pakinggan pa yung pag-usapan natin. Pero titingin lang sa layo, okay lang. Kahit siya magbabasa. Kasi I'm open to that. Kung gusto ko ma-learn, kung makuha niya, then innovate na naman tayo. So, learning is a process and it's a never-ending learning talaga.
Compliment yun no, na other coaches would want to see how you run your practices.
Yeah.
No? Coach, syempre yung may pinaghuhugutan or may pinanggagalingan na why do you want your players to become better people? And I think it's because you've found your faith in someone. And can you tell us about your walk with the Lord?
Yeah. When I was still a kid, I was going Bible study already because I have an aunt who always brought me there. But then, when I was a player, andun na simula yung backslide. So that's where the time na nakaranas tayo ng mga, how would you say, punishment from the Lord. Na parang,
discipline.
Discipline. Yeah. Na medyo parang tingin mo pinabayaan ka. And you can question, where are you, Lord? Why this one? Bakit ko sinapit to? Okay, pero hindi naman sobrang masakit yung binigay niya until yung we got married. And I have a son already. Yun yung pinaka lowest part of my life. Kailangan talagang sobrang humility. Tinistingan talaga yung patience ko kasi siguro maybe I boast that I have a very good patience. I have a very long patience. Tinistingan talaga ni Lord. And I have my partner already.
And how is your walk with the Lord right now?
Once bumalik ka, he's very open. He's always been waiting for us to go back to Him. And then, once mabalik ka na, and you're always walking with the Lord, everything seems to be okay and smooth. And one thing I've learned from Coach Sata is magaan na lahat. Magaan na. But sometimes there's still temptation, no, na parang iiwas ka. So, but buti na lang, kailangan talaga ng mentorship na magtatawag sa'yo, oy, saan ka na? Balik ka na dito. I'm grateful for Coach Tata like that.
Yeah. It boils down to having also a life coach, no? A person who would guide you and steer you back to the right path, no? And Coach Tatamer said, si Coach Lawrence Tatamer said, no? Used to be a coach and now also a missionary. And ang goal niya is for coaches to know the Lord, walk with the Lord, and be a person of positive influence. Kasi pwede naman a person of influence, pero pwedeng bad influence. Ang gusto natin is good influence and then hindi lang. bringing Christian values, bringing Jesus sa huddle, no? Speaking life instead of death words, encouragement instead of yung cursing or cussing. And I think kahit naman ako I also have a life coach, no? I meet with my coach. And Coach Lenny, do you have a favorite verse?
Yung favorite verse ko since childhood days is John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever believes in Him will not perish but have eternal life. Yun yung pinanghahawakan ko lang talaga.
Yeah. That God, that He loves us so much, na siya pa yung gumawa ng paraan, no? Paraan.
Yes.
Hindi lang yun. Ang inalay niya, yung kaisa-isa niyang anak to die on the cross, that whoever believes and eventually follows, no? Walks in His ways, will have eternal life. Coach Lenny, kamusta naman ang ating pamilya ngayon, being the coach of the family?
Okay naman, sa awa ng Diyos. I was blessed with 2 kids, and then yung isa graduate na last year and passed the board exam, even though he got it twice, and then he got a work already. And then my second son is in the second year college.
I think yun yung no, yung joy ng isang tatay, no, na makita yung anak na mag-graduate. Coach, what is your greatest joy besides knowing the Lord? Ano yung mga greatest victories mo being a coach?
Being a coach, seeing my players and athletes happy na rin sa life nila, and they were thankful for what they've learned during their youth.
Mm-hmm.
Yung makita kayo sa daan na tatawagin ka talaga. Hey coach, kumusta? Alam mo, ganito na ako, ganyan. Natututo ako sa'yo. Yun yung parang victory talaga.
More than the medals, no?
Yeah,
more than the trophies, no? Na alam mo na nung dumaan sila sa Coach Lenny Martinez School of Coaching, coaching life, no? Na alam nila na once nirelease mo sila, they know they would be able to differentiate right from wrong.
Yeah, from wrong.
And alam nila na ito dapat yung landas, no? Huwag ka nang pupunta dun sa landas na ikasisisi mo, no? At tawag nito, would bring you heartache and headache, no? And Coach Lenny, thank you for being a coach na tawag ko dito is 3-dimensional coach, no? Coaching with the body, coaching with skills. Number 2, coaching with the mind, no? Yung psychology on how to bring out the best in your players using your mind. And then coaching with the heart, having a spirit-to-spirit or heart-to-heart connection with your players, no? I'd like to share this verse with you, no? Dito sa yung verse na 1 John 5:14 to 15, that this is the confidence we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us. And if we know that He hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have what we have asked of Him. So kung tayo ay nagdadasal sa Panginoon, and alam natin na will naman ng Panginoon to Alam natin na nadinig ng Panginoon yung ating dinasal. Especially kung maganda at para sa kabutihan, no? Kaso siya ang magde-decide. Para sa kabutihan mo ba to o baka mamaya hindi maganda tong aabutin mo. It is the Lord who decides, and then it is yung timing of the Lord. Kung ang dinasal ni Coach Lenny na, Lord, tulungan mo ako for my players to become better players. That I would lead them to you, Lord Jesus. Dahil ikaw lang ang tanging daan, ikaw lang ang katotohanan, at ikaw lang talaga magbibigay ng tunay na buhay. Siyempre, will ni Lord yon, that they would walk in all His ways and follow Him. Sa tamang time, the Lord would give it to Coach Lenny dahil it is according to His will. Not our will, but His will be done in our lives. So if we pray and then aligned and in line sa kagustuhan ng Panginoon, we will have it in God's time. Especially Coach Lenny, mentoring his kids, teaching his kids, yung kanyang mga players, kasi yung mga players yan, para niya na rin anak yan eh. Part of his family, for them to become better people, to become better husbands, to become better fathers, and to become responsible citizens, so that they would have an impact sa ating society. Mga kapatid, maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes at inyong napakinggan ang programang Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS, FEBC Radio TV, agapay ng Sambayanan, miyembro ng KBP. Kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas, magandang Sabado po sa inyong lahat.
Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas.